Morning, everyone. So today we are going to continue to see the 60s and 70s art and postmodernism art. Second. So you learned abstract expressionism and pop art in the last class. And today we are going to see photorealism, minimalism, installation art, conceptual art, video art, and feminism in 60s and 70s. And then we are going to see a brief postmodernism art today. So let's see the photorealism first. So pop arts focus on imagery in the mass media, inspired artists to look more closely at photographs. So in trend called photorealism, they began to paint what they saw there. So Chuck Close is an American painter, artist, and photographer. He makes massive scale photorealist portraits. And Close often paints abstract portraits of himself and others, which hang in collections internationally. So Close also creates photo portraits using a very large format camera. So this is Chuck Close painting. We saw it when you do the transformation of self-portrait. So the super realistic portrait paintings on large canvases are his representative style of art. And Close had been known for his skillful brushes work as a graduate student at Yale University. And Close began a series of painting derived from black and white photographs of a nude female, which he copied onto canvas and painted in color. As he explained in a 2009 interview, he made a choice in 1967 to make art hard for himself and force a personal artistic breakthrough by abandoning the paintbrush. So throughout his career, Chuck Close has expanded his contribution to portraiture through the mastery of such varied drawing and painting techniques as ink, graphite, pastel, watercolor, contact crayon, finger painting, and stamp pad ink on paper, and also printmaking techniques such as measure tint, etching, wood cuts, lino cuts, and screen printing, as well as handmade paper collage, Polaroid photographs, and daguerreotypes, and jacquard tapestries. And the next art movement we are going to see is minimalism. So minimalism is an art movement that began in post-World War II Western art, most strongly with American visual arts in the 60s and 70s. The movement is often interpreted as a reaction against abstract expressionism and modernism. It anticipated contemporary post-minimal art practices, which extend or reflect on minimalism's original objectives. So Donald Judd was an American artist associated with minimalism. In his work, Judd sought autonomy and clarity for the constructed object and the space created by it. He abandoned painting for sculpture in the early 1960s. In his essay, Jude found the starting point for a new territory for American art and the simultaneous rejection of residual inherited European artistic values. And these values being illusion and represented spaces as opposite to real space. And the next art style is installation. And installation art is an artistic genre of three-dimensional works that often are site-specific and designed to transform the perception of a space. And many of minimalist artists use the installation style to show their work of art. So minimalist sculptures were shown carefully positioned in the architectural spaces of a museum of or galleries. And artists created installations and spaces conceived of as works of art or viewers to enter the experience. And the next art movement we are going to see is conceptual art. So conceptual art is art in which the concept or idea involved in the work take precedence over traditional artistic, technical, and material concerns. So conceptualism is not a style, but a way of thinking about art. And artists have put it to many different uses. And many conceptual artists worked with language or words when written, taken on a double life as image and idea. And this is Yoko Ono's grapefruit conceptual artwork. So this is a conceptual artist book. An artist book is a work of art that is based on the idea of a book and what a book does. And we accept that books are made of paper and bound and contain information. And the artist book plays on this truth. And the next art trend in 60s and 70s is video art. So portable video cameras were first made available to the general public in 1965. And the first two works of video art quickly followed within weeks of each other. One was by Andy Warhol. We learned him in the last class. He's the pop artist and who had been asked by a magazine to experiment with one of the new devices. And the other one was by Namjoon Paik, who recorded from a taxi his view of the papal motorcade during the Pope's historic visit to New York City in 1965. So Namjoon Paik was a Korean American artist. He worked with the various of media and he is considered to be the founder of video art. So Namjoon Paik, internationally recognized as the father of video art, and created a large body of work, including video sculptures, installations, performances, videotapes, and television productions. He had a global presence and influence, and his innovative art and visionary ideas continue to inspire a new generation of artists. So there is a video about Namjoon Paik's video art. Please watch it for your understanding about the video art. And the next art movement we are going to see is feminism. So feminist organizations had originally been formed around such issues as equal right and equal pay. Because images are powerful and pervasive in contemporary society, visual culture quickly became a feminist concern both in art and in the media. So women art professionals organized to recover women's art of the past, to push for more equitable representation in museums and galleries, and to nurture contemporary women artists. And Judy Chicago is an American feminist artist, art educator, and writer known for her large collaborative art installation pieces about birth and creation images, which examine the role of women in history and culture. So by the 1970s, Chicago had founded the first feminist art program in the United States. And Judy Chicago's Dinner Party is perhaps the most important work from this time. A collaborative work, the dinner party was executed with the help of hundreds of women and several men, arranged around a triangular table are 39 place settings, each one created in honor of an influential woman, such as the Egyptian ruler Hatshepsut and the novelist Virginia Woolf. The names of an additional 999 important women are written on the floor tile here. So over the course of the 1970s, it became clear to many people that ideas about art that seemed to have been in place for much of the modern era were eroding and that something different was taking their place. This new climate of thought came to be called postmodernism. So the term postmodern was first used to describe architecture such as Rancho Piano and Richard Rogers' Georges Pompidou National Center of Art and Culture. I will show you two famous postmodernist artists now. So this is the first artist, Damien Hirst. Damien Stephen Hirst is an English artist, entrepreneur, and art collector. So he is one of the young British artists who dominated the art scene in the UK during the 1990s, and he is reputedly the United Kingdom's richest living artist. And most of Damien Hirst's works are focused on death since his father's death. And his works are profound and gives us thought about life and death. And for the love of God, this is the work, is a sculpture by Damien Hirst, produced in 2007. It consists of platinum cast of an 18th century human skull encrusted with 8,601 flawless diamonds, including a pear-shaped pink diamond located in the front forehead that is known as the skull star diamond. So there is a video about Damien Hirst in the Moodle Room. Please watch the video to see his diverse work of art. And the last artist we are going to see is Matthew Barney. He's an American contemporary artist and director who works in the fields of sculpture, photography, and drawing, and whose works explore intertwining connections between geography, biology, geology, and mythology, as well as themes of conflict and failure. So Barney, this is him. So Barney created 5 videos in a series he titled the Cremaster Cycle, named for a muscle in the male reproductive system. The videos are filled with odd characters engaged in unusual behavior with no master plot or dialogue. So Barney plays many of the characters. An overarching theme is creation, including human reproduction. So in this photograph from Cremaster 4, the first video, Barney represents himself as a sailor, the mythological creature who is part man, part goat. The character is inspired by a type of ram that lives on England's Isle of Man, where the film is set. So this is Matthew Barney's Cremaster Cycle trailer video. Please watch this video about the life and death. And this is the last chapter of the course. I hope you enjoy to see diverse postmodern and contemporary works of art through this chapter. And about the last discussion? No? Okay. And don't forget to post your final sketchbook submission file by this Sunday. And